In an earlier video, we showed you about the general nature of the software Hawks and various sections of it. Today, I thought we'd look at how to do the practice and some of the tools. So again, I'm ahead. I'm going to take a look at topic 7.1, simplifying integer exponents. And as you note, they're in two parts. Now, normally I don't do the practice since generally I know how to do these, but to review it with you, we're going to click on Start. And keeping in mind, you probably had the flipped classroom lessons as the background, and we went over the basic rules. But for something like this, the result when we simplify this is we're going to subtract the 6 from the 9, and we're going to get x. And then I wanted to show you the keypad. When we click on that, it does give you various mathematical symbols, and if we want to put an exponent on that x, we would go here to the exponent key, click on that, and then the box for the exponent pops up, and we get a 3. Again, the rule is when you subtract exponents or divide exponents, you use subtraction. You take the smaller one, move it across the division bar, the sign of the exponent changes from positive to negative. 9 minus 6 is 3. And then we submit the answer. And you'll notice the bar up here starts to fill in. And we got that one right. All right, we click Next. Now, for something like this, anything to the 0 power is 1. So this ends up being 4 times 1. And then you're going to subtract 5. And then y to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So this would be 5 times 1, which is 5. So 4 minus 5 is going to be a negative 1. And you put that in and hit enter, and you see we have this one correct as well. Now here we have to use the rule for what do we do first. Do we multiply the 2 times 3, or do we take the 3 and raise it to the 3rd power? Well, actually, we do exponents first. So 3 to the 3rd power is 27, times 2 will be 54. But I'm going to purposely make a mistake now. Instead of putting in 54, I'm putting in 50. So you submit your answer, and then this will happen. Your answer is incorrect. Please choose one of the following. Explain the error. Well, they will take you through step by step to show you what you should be doing. Again, reflecting on skill building, or you can just try again. And I have written down here, I had a 54, so I'm just going to try again. And I delete that, and then I put in a 4, and I hit, I got it. So notice the bar is going across. I didn't have to take any errors. All right, now this one you'd probably have to write out, and it would be 3 times a negative 7. And I see some negative exponents there. Okay, that's all right. We're not going to end up with a fraction. Anytime we needed a fraction, we would go to our keypad and then pick out a fraction. Anytime we needed the square root of something, we would use this. And in interval notation, these are all symbols that we would use, as well as later in the course when we do natural log, log, plus or minus something. This is multiplication, less than or equal to. So all these tools are available. But to show you another very, very useful thing as you're working on this at home is you go down here to Tutor. So if you were to click on Tutor, it goes through the rules that you'll be using. So for something like this, we're using what is called the product rule. So we would click on that. And it's reviewing the rules with you that we covered in the flipped classroom video. And they say you've got that right. Now let's go on. So they're asking us, and again, they're taking us step by step. 3 times a negative 9, we're going to put here as a negative 27x. And then here, we're going to add our exponents. So they already have the boxes in their proper place. So this is x to the second. So we're going to put here a 2. And then here is plus a negative 5. Now, y to the 0 and y to the first here is just going to be a 1. Oh, put the 0 in the wrong place. So 1. And then the 0 here. And then we see, are we following it step by step? The kinds of things we have to do to get the right answer. We submit it, and it says we've got this right. And then now we're going to have to deal with some negative exponents and where to put that. So now you'll notice over here there is a negative exponent. And to make that positive, we have to use the negative exponent rule, which I've clicked. So I believe we're ready to move on. And in working this out, this is going to be x to the, up here in the numerator, a negative 3. This will be y to the first. And again, we don't write the 1. And then here, when we do this, in the numerator became x to the negative 3 that we bring down across the division bar where it becomes a positive 3. And they say we have it right. So there's the answer, and there's showing you the steps that can be used to help you as your personal tutor as you go along. Now, since you did it through the tutor, it then puts the answer here. And if you say, well, you want to try one on your own, you can go here to try similar. Or if you feel confident, you go on to next. So once again, adding exponents, the product rule, 5 minus 2 will give you x. Using your keypad, getting your exponent tool, and putting in a 3. Then submitting your answer. And notice your bar is creeping along. Now, anytime you feel comfortable and you have enough practice, because this doesn't earn you any grade points. Certify is the grade increasing portion of our plan here, our software. This is just practice. And we'll keep this about 10 minutes as well.